All right, Kira, let's check out your backstroke. Super long underwater. Love it. All right, good. That looks pretty nice from above water. What you want to make sure is that your hands are going in at 10 and 2, so just either in line or just outside of your shoulders. It looks like you're crossing over just a teeny bit. You want to try and eliminate that because it's going to give you some of that back and forth motion that you see in your stroke. The more you can enter just outside your shoulders with a lot of rotation, the easier it's going to be to have that long, flowing, fluid backstroke. Head position looks really nice from above water. I think that your hips are probably in a good position. We'll see more of that as we get underwater. So from above water, what I'd say is just work on going in a little bit wider, just a bit outside your shoulders. Switch over to the underwater camera. All right. So the first thing we're going to check out is just take a look at your underwater dolphin kicks. You can see here they're really nice, but you start to aim down and you're going actually deeper than you want to go. And at the end of that, you can see the effects because you have to kick freestyle for a bit and you lose some of that speed you had underwater. Try and keep that nice and straight as opposed to heading downwards, and almost keep it wherever you start on the wall, stay parallel to the surface of the water as you're kicking. You don't need to go quite so deep because then here as you switch over to freestyle kicks, you kind of have a long way to go before you can take that first stroke and you're pretty deep in the water. Head position does look good. Your hips are nice in a good location. I think that's something that you can play around with a little bit and see if there's some place that's more comfortable for you to end up in terms of where your head position is. I know for me, as my body changed, I had to move my head position around as I grew taller, and so some of those things are things that you can change and they don't have to always stay the same. As you're coming through with your arms, it looks like you're getting a nice catch. You have a lot of up and down motion to your stroke. And you can see as you finish, you're finishing far below your hip. Try and even that out just a little bit. Finish right at your hip so you're not spending so much time having to lift your hand out of the water. Again, it's a small change, but I think it's something that will be helpful in the long run. As you come through, you can see you set up your catch really nicely, and then you bring it really narrow at the end. Don't be afraid to play around with that a little bit and see if you can stay out a little bit longer. We're going to pull in just some video of Ryan Lochte just because I think it's really good video to have to be able to look at. So we're just going to play this back. Let's pull him back to the beginning. We're just going to play this through a little bit so you can get an idea of what we're looking for. Nice tight dolphin kicks, really good breakout. You can see he's right at the surface of the water, super still head, hands going in just outside his shoulders, and really, really working that rotation. You can see that from the side. When you look at the above water view, and see how still the upper body is on those dolphin kicks. And here's a really good view of the rotation. You can see that his shoulders coming all the way out of the water, and even part of his chest is dry. These are really good things just to be able to see so you can have an idea of how they're going to incorporate into your own strokes. And we're going to look at this here because I just want to show you his arm pull. You can see, we'll bring him up a little bit closer. The hand goes in, and then because the rotation sinks down as he's getting into that catch, you can see there's almost a 90-degree bend in the elbow, but he maintains it through the stroke a little bit longer than you. You have that bend at the beginning, but then you kind of lose it as you come very narrow in your stroke. And we'll just pull yourself back. You can see as your hands come in here, you have that catch, but then you can see how narrow and close to the body you come. You want to try and hold that out just a little bit longer and see if you can maintain that stroke. So I think if you can work on those couple of things, you're going to see some big changes and hopefully some improvement in your backstroke.